که از جام تراول خریداری و از مزایای خوب آن استفاده نمایید. ارزان ترین تیکت ها را از جام تراول به دست بیاورید. جام تراول.
هموطنان عزیز، یونایت استودیو با وسایل مجهز برای ریکوردینگ خواندن‌های شما CD و DVD ریکوردینگ حاضر می باشد. با شماره زیل با ما به تماس شوید. 818 344 4998.
The Unforgettable Show.
Listen up, I'm coming to your city right here, right now.
आपके शहर में धूम मचाने
Mummy ji, Papa ji, Chunnu, Munnu and the entire family, we are coming to your city.
Where's the party tonight? On the dance floor.
Hey, enough talking. It's time for some music.
एक मिनट, हम भी आ रहे हैं भाई, और आप देखिएगा ये शो हो जाएगा माइंड ब्लोइंग.
And it's going to be unforgettable.
مژده دازلینگ فشن، یگانه مرجع برای خانم‌های مشکل پسند و شیک پوش. دازلینگ فشن وارد کننده بهترین لباس‌ها با آخرین مدل‌های سال. شما می توانید قشنگترین و شیکترین لباس‌های مورد نیازتان از قبیل لباس‌های شب، عروسی، نکاح، شیرین خوری و نوع لباس ها برای پارتی هایتان را همراه با زیورات بسیار ظریف، دسکول های مدرست مطابق لباس هایتان را فقط و فقط از دازلینگ فشن به دست آورید. دازلینگ فشن یگانه بوتیک شیک افغانی در بهترین موقعیت در شهر تورنتوی کانادا در نزدیکی یارکدل مال. دازلینگ فشن از شما و در خدمت شما با سرویس عالی و دوستانه. یک بار از دازلینگ فشن دیدن نمایید و یقین که مشتری دائمی آن خواهید بود. دازلینگ فشن هر نوع فرمایشات شما را در سراسر نورد آمریکا با زودترین فرصت ارسال می نماید. آدرس در تقاطع هارتس رود و دفرین. خط تماس 647 436 2038. دازلینگ فشن شنیدنی نیست بلکه دیدنی است. با استفاده از اعلان تلویزیون خراسان 10% هاف برای شما هموطنان عزیز.
شهر آشنا، نمایندگی تلویزیون خراسان در شهر تورنتو.
جیرو حلال پیتزا هاوس با صرف غذاهای خارجی و افغانی 7 روز هفته در خدمت شما است. انواع غذاهای خارجی از قبیل پیتزای حلال، همبرگر حلال و جیروی حلال و غذاهای افغانی از قبیل انواع پولانی ها، کباب های افغانی و قابلی طلب.
سلام به احترامات بی پایان برای یک شما عزیزانی که نشستین و برنامه امروز ما رو میبینین. امیدوار هستم همه شاد و موفق و سرحال باشین و انشالله یک روز خوش را شروع کرده باشین و هزاران روز خوش دیگه هم در انتظار یک شما عزیزان باشین. خب خوشحال هستیم که امروز باز به صورت لایف و زنده در اختیار شما عزیزان قرار داریم و امیدوار هستم در یک ساعتی که با هم هستیم از دیدن یکی دیگر لذت ببریم و چیزی هم از یک دیگر بیاموزیم. خب عزیزان، موادی را که در این برنامه جای دادیم عبارت از راز دل هفته است. یک بار آهنگ مقبول هم داریم و همچنان مصاحبه داریم با یک خانم امریکایی که این 30 سال است با یک مرد افغان عروسی کرده و هدفی هم که من از این برنامه داشتم، خب اول ایره بگیم که یک خانم دیگه هم باید می آمدن که یعنی 2 خانم امریکایی که در مدت 30 سال و 40 سال با یک مرد افغان عروسی کردن. خب برای از اون خانم دیگه یک مشکل پیش آمد و اونا نتونستن بیاین و امروز ما مارسی عمر داریم که هدف ما که از اینکه این برنامه را مارسی رو دعوت کردیم و این برنامه را یعنی برای انداختیم، مقصد از است 2 مقصد مدعی دارم. یکی که ببینیم این خانمی که خب در این 25 سال و 20 سال که یک تعداد زیاد افغانای ما آمدن در امریکا و اینا یعنی به حساب همین خانم‌های امریکایی که با یک افغان عروسی کرده بودن باید یعنی دارای یک فامیل بسیار کلان و افغانی شدن و ببینیم که آیا نظر از اینا چی است، چون حال زیادتر اینا کلچر ما رو دیدن، خوراکای ما رو دیدن، رسم و رواجای ما رو دیدن. ببینیم که آیا ما از نگاه از اینا که یک امریکایی هستن و ما که در اینجا آمدیم و کلچر خود اینجا آوردیم نظر از اینا چی است. و بسیار چیزی جالب است آدم واقعا ببینه خود از نظر گاهی از نظر دیگرا که ببینه که نظر دیگرا درباره کلچر فرهنگ آدم چی است. و هدف دوم ما که مارسی رو امروز دعوت کردیم این است که چون مارسی خودش 30 سال است که معلم است در اینجا در های اسکول درس میده و از او خاطر ما خواستم ببینیم که چون هر 2 کلچر این خوب بلد است و نام خدا فامیل خودش هم بسیار کلان است، فامیل افغانیش که در اینجا هستن، از او خاطر این خوبتر میتونه یعنی بیانگوی بسیار مشکلات ما که ما همراه اولادای خود داریم باشه و میتونه چون هر 2 کلچر خوب بلد است خوبتر میتونه ما رو راهنمایی کنه برای از اینکه یعنی با اولادای خود چطور رویه کنیم، با مکتب چقدر روابط داشته باشیم، آیا یک معلم یا مکتب چقدر علاقه میگیره که پدر و مادر یا فامیل شاگردایشان همراهشان به تماس باشه و در این مورد بسیار برنامه فکر میکنم آموزنده و بسیار مفید خواهد بود. خب انشالله با تا آخر برنامه هم با ما باشین و هم مزید تشکر میکنم که شما اجازه دادین که امروز ما بر 1 ساعت میمان خانه شما عزیزان باشین. خب پیش از اینکه با مارسی صحبت کنیم میریم به سراغ راز دل این هفته و راز دل این هفته رو خواستیم در موضوع تمسخر یا لبخند یا رشخند بگوییم، یا که چیزی که واقعا گاهی ما ایره به حساب یک ساتری میگیریم یا به حساب ازی میگیریم که به حساب با هم وقتی که یک جای شیشتیم یک خوش تعبیر است یا ای، و از او خاطر گاهی میگیریم که یک کس را زیر بمباردمانی به حساب قصه ها و به حساب تمسخر کردن یا رشخند کردن یا سر مویش، سر وضع گپ زدنش، سر فیزیکال، وضع فیزیکالش، وضع فامیلش یا هر چیزی که هست، و باز کل همون گروپ سر زی خنده میکنن و باز ما نام زیر میمانیم مذاق. که واقعا خواستیم سرمی یک کم صحبت کنیم، اما اولتر از زی باید ما متوجه زی باشیم وقتی که ما به هر نوعی که باشه اگر ما انگشت به طرف مقابل پیش میکنیم 3 انگشت دیگه به طرف خود ماست و بر علاوه از او انگشت 4 5 ما هم به سر همویی که طرف خود آوردیم با تاکید پچق میشه و این به این معناست هر چیزی که ما طرف مقابله بگوییم ولو خوب است ولو بد 3 دفعه شخصیت خود ما نشان میدیم و 3 دفعه نشان میدیم که ما کاراکتر ما، خواص خود ما، شخصیت ما، برداشت ما در مقابل انسانیت، در مقابل جامعه، در مقابل خود ما چی است. از او خاطر است اگر ما انگشت خوب طرف کسی پیش میکنیم و 3 تا طرف خود با انگشت تاکید بالایش خوب خوشه با حال ما، و اگر هم انگشتی به طرف کسی دراز میکنیم که خدای ناکرده بر روی انتقاد است، روی بدگویی است، روی ریشخند و خجالت دادن طرف مقابل است، باز هم 3 بار خجالت به خود ما با تاکید که ما یک کس دیگر را باعث ازی میشیم که او رنج ببره و اصلا نام از این مذاق است، نام از این خنده است، نه خوش طبعی است. و من خودم همیشه یک مثال از زندگی خود دارم. من وقتی که یعنی یک دختر بسیار خود یعنی شاید 12 ساله همه چیزا بودم و من در همه طور یک مورد قرار گرفتیم و اون نفرها تقریبا چند تا کلان با چند تا همسنای من یک جای شده بودن و همی به حساب مذاقایی میکردن که خودشان خنده میکردن، اما برای من فوق العاده زرآگین بود بگویم برتن. و باور میکنین تا امروز من اصلا از اون نفر رو نفرت دارم، اصلا نمیخوایم که فکر میکنم که شخصیت بسیار پایینه دارن. اینا رو فکر کنین یک عمر امو انسانی که مورد همه طور یک تمسخرها یا ریشخند یا مذاقهای بی‌معنی قرار میگیره، همیست که یک عمر همین خاطره رو با خود میبره و یک عمر از امون نفر آدم نفرت میداشته باشه. یعنی چرا آدم هم کار کنه که خدای ناکرده باعث اینم یک چیز قرار بگیره. و معمولا هم که آدم میبینم و دیگان میمانی و اینا آدم میره که تقریبا یک قسم ما بین ما افغانا کم رسم شده یا رواج است که کلگی باز میشینن یک گروپ یک نفر زیر پرزه میگیرن و بر از او گپای میزنن که بر از اون نفر فوق العاده زراگین است. یعنی من از تجربه خود میگم، اما دیگرها خنده میکنن و اگر آدم در واقعا ببینه همون نفرام خندیشان از دل نیست، به خاطر از این که در نهاد شاید بخواین که یعنی در همین گروپ حصه بگیرن که همین نفر نشوه که تجاوز به حرمت از اونا کنه و همین مذاقها رو بر از اونا کنه. خیلی بیا که همراه از همین گروپ یک جای شام که همین به حساب همین حالت سر من آیه. و اگر در عمقش ببینیم همین خنده هستم، خنده واقعا از دل نیست، خنده نیست که آدم شاد بسازه، بلکه یک خنده زراگین است که هم طرف مقابل رنج میده و هم خودمانیم خوب معلوم میشیم. و بر علاوه ازی اگر یک انسان معقول اینجا باشه خب فکر میکنم اون نفره رو مثلا خوب نگه. من خودم در بعضی بسیاری از میمانیایی که میرم در همه طور حالت ها میبینم وقتی که مردم شیشتن و مذاق و به حساب خوش تعبیر میکنن اصلا من برداشت کردن نمیتونم. باور میکنین بعد از 1 دقیقه یا 2 دقیقه از امو گروپ من میخیزم میرم یک گوشه یا یک جای دیگه که کسایی که امروز سر یک موضوع دیگه صحبت کنیم. خب امیدوار هستم که از این کم متوجه شویم، شاید با من هم نوا باشین، خصوصا اونایی که در مورد همتون یک واقعی قرار گرفته باشن که اصلا جالب و اصلا خوشایند و خنده‌دار و مذاق نیست. مذاق او چیزی است که وقتی که گفته میشه همون گروه ازش مساویانه لذت ببرن و به حرمت و شخصیت هیچ کس بر نخوره و هیچ کس شخصیتش در اونجا توهین نشوه که باز دیگه نام از اونی مذاق است و نیرشخند و جز از این که آدم یک کس دیگر توهین کنه و در توهین کردن یک کس هم خنده کردن یا خجالت آور است یک آدم این کار کنه. خب عزیزان به امیدی که انشالله همه ما یک کم متوجه شویم بعد از او میمونیایی که رفتین شما ببینین نمیره خودتان متوجه شوین و میبینین که چقدر زهر آگین و یعنی نیش زن است همین صحبت هایی که همتون نفرام میکنن. خب نمیخوایم گپ هم درازتر از این شوه. امیدوارستم هم ما متوجه ازی شویم از این سخنها از این گفته هایی که باعث رنج یک کس میشه خصوصا برای جوانا و خصوصا برای نوجوانان و اطفال ما. کوشش کنیم از او واقعا جلوگیری کنیم برای اینکه یک عمر ایدل خاطری از اونا میمونه و ما خود به نظر از او یک عمر به شکل یک انسان منفور جلوه میتیم و همیشه نمیخواه او ما رو ببینه، نمیخواه امروی ما گپ بزنه و از دیدن ما هم واقعا لذت نمیبره. چرا ما خود در یک حالت قرار بدیم؟ خب تر از وقت مذاق میکنیم، وقتی یک چیزی به کسی میگیم اول 3 دفعه به خود فکر کنیم بعد از او باز یک دفعه برای کس دیگه بگیم. خب به همین امید که ما متوجه از میشیم میریم یک آهنگ مقبول میبینیم. بعد از آهنگ با ما باشین که مصاحبه داریم با مارسی عمر. امیدوارم آهنگ هم خوشتان بیاد.
گل برابر میبینم چشمتم جایت و مثل خنجر میبینم قدت قامتت و گل برابر میبینم چشمتم جایت و مثل خنجر میبینم تو نمیبینی مگر محبت دلبر میبینم تو نمیبینی مگر محبت دلبر میبینم دور دورم ز تو ای شوق کمر باریک من جان ما آمده بر لب تو بیا نزدیک من صدقه ناز و اداهای فراوانت شوم ناز کو چیر نشان دی که به فرمانت شوم صدقه ناز و اداهای فراوانت شوم ناز کو چیر نشان دی که به فرمانت شوم خنده کو تا به فدای لب خندانت شوم خنده کو تا به فدای لب خندانت شوم دور دورم ز توی شوخ کمر باریک من جان ما آمده بر لب تو بیا نزدیک من قدتا قامتتا به گل برابر میبینم چشمتم نجایتا به مثل خنجر میبینم قدتا قامتتا به گل برابر میبینم چشمتم نجایتا به مثل خنجر میبینم تو نمیبینی مگر محبت دل بر میبینم تو نمیبینی مگر محبت دل بر میبینم دور دورم ز توی شوخ کمر باریک من جان ما آمده بر لب تو بیا نزدیک من
آهنگ مقبول بود. امیدوارستم شما عزیزان هم ازش لذت بسیار زیاد برده باشین. خب گفتم مصاحبه داریم با خانم مارسی عمر و حال مصاحبه خودم را شروع میکنیم. مارسی انگلیسی میفهم، فارسی میفهمه، اما خب گپ نمیزنه دیگه، از اون خاطر کوشش میکنیم همراهش به انگلیسی گپ بزنیم. امیدوارستم شما از این گفتارش هم لذت ببرین. اوکی مارسی، thank you very much for accepting my invitation and you came to the studio today.
Oh, thank you very much for asking me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, you're very welcome. And how about Morsy, before we start and go deeper to our culture,
Okay.
Education, and all those goodies, how about if you tell us about yourself a little bit to our viewers, knows you better.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Marsy Omar. I was born in El Paso, Texas. Then we moved here with my family, my parents, and my sister. I received my education from Long Beach State. I became a teacher, and I've been teaching now for 30 years.
Oh, that's good time.
Yes, high school. I teach high school.
Very
and I'm married, obviously, married to my husband, Akbar Jan Omar. And I have 2 children, one of which has been on this program. That would be Misty. And she is working on her master's.
Very nice.
And then my younger daughter is Summer, and she is still in high school right now, her junior year.
How long have you been married with the Afghan guy?
That Afghan guy, huh? We've been married 30 years. Yeah, going on 31. Yeah, going on 31.
That's very good. That's
a long time.
That's good. More than quarter century.
I mean, that's quite a feat for today when most marriages, they say, end in divorce. So, yes, we've been married a while.
That means the both sides, they keep the balance.
Well, we almost weren't married, actually. It was our little honeymoon that we had, our airplane had engine trouble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were sitting
30 years ago.
30 years ago, we got on a plane we were on our way to Lake Tahoe. And the engine stopped, and I said to my husband, I said, because I was sitting right by the window, I said, the engine has stopped. And
you saw the engine stop?
I saw the engine stop.
My God.
And he looked out and he said, oh, don't worry, they're conserving gasoline.
Oh, because he wants to make you to calm.
Yes, he wanted to calm me down. He didn't want to worry me. But no, then the pilot came on the air, and just like they do in the movies, they crack a few jokes, and then they tell you to buckle your seatbelt, and then we made.
And the plane was shaking?
No, actually, it wasn't shaking. It actually flew quite level for having only with one engine out, but we had to go over some mountains. And I don't think he thought we could make it over the mountains with losing an engine. So we made an emergency landing in a closed airport, and when I looked out the window, I could see the runway was lined with ambulances and fire trucks, and that's when I started to get a little nervous. Before then, I thought, okay, I believed what the pilot said, and then all of a sudden I saw that, and I thought, oh my gosh. But no, we landed, everything was safe, and
this all happened in the honeymoon.
And this happened in the honeymoon.
But that's good. That's a experience.
Yes, it was. But 30 years later, here we are. So it came out all right.
That's good. Okay, Morsy, since you are married for 30 years with an Afghan, and mashallah, you have a very large family too. Like husband side's a big, large family. Yes. How you explain the Afghan culture?
Well, how do I explain the Afghan culture? I think one of the I like it. I really do. One of the things that I like the most is I found that the Afghans are very hospitable, very polite. If you're sitting down talking and somebody comes into the room, that you're going to be introduced to, everybody stands up. I think that's very nice. I like that. I also, when you're invited to someone's house, they treat you extremely well. I mean, they give you the best room. Oh, definitely. It's very nice. I like that.
You like that? These are our good stuff.
Well,
do we have
yeah, this is very good stuff. I mean, one incident that happened, my husband and I were in Europe, and we were going to go visit family, and we had talked on the phone, but we rented a car, and we were going to drive. And unfortunately, we got lost, which is easy to do in Europe when you're not familiar with the roads. And we were an hour late. When we got there, the lady of the house still had the dinner going. I mean, she was waiting. They were waiting for us, and that was very nice of them. But on the other hand, I was very embarrassed because I felt that I mean, we got lost. We couldn't help that, but it was very nice of her. I really felt it was.
Yeah, that's
nice.
Most of Afghan has that in their heart.
Oh, they're very friendly. Yes.
Okay, what do you think about negative things?
Well, actually, I can't think of anything negative.
Oh, that's nice. That's when you've been treated with your husband and your kids and family. That's very well. But sometimes, little things that you think, if we work on it, it's going to be better. What do you think those kind of things is?
If we work on it?
Yeah, I mean the Afghan, the culture, like myself. Some, that's very nice of you, maybe, but Afghan they try to be good, and they are, the one that keep the culture. Really, they are good for people, and they treat other one very nice. The one that didn't do it because they change themselves. But some little things maybe still we do that you can see better.
Well, I think that is the way things go when people come to this country or any new country. Each generation loses a little bit of their culture. Yes. And one of the things that I would like to see the Afghan people do would be to continue to have your children learn Farsi. I think it's important that they learn.
Not forgetting their own
not
culture.
Forget the culture. I mean, you need to walk that fine line between you're in a new country and you do need to keep up with what that country is doing, the good things.
Yes.
But I don't think you should forget your culture either, because that's important.
The good part of the past.
Yes, it gives the kids a foundation to work from it, and it's a good, strong, family-oriented culture So I feel that that's important.
That's important, yes, yes. But, you know, fortunately with all the television station that we have, now the youth or the kids, children, they you know, trying to learn more Farsi, and they're like focusing more a little bit. But then, you know, the youth, they get like focus in one way, then they open the door and they go and do more. That's the way it is, no?
Well, yes, that's the way it is in any culture. They learn more, they actually go past their own parents, and that's a good thing.
That's,
but you should never forget the old ways either, because you don't want to say that, oh, okay, the old ways are, or that's past and now let's go, because
we are building on top of the past.
Yeah, you're working on top. You're building.
Yes,
and it's always important to keep that. I like the culture when the Afghans meet each other and they kiss on both sides of the cheek, you know. I like that. I've even noticed sometimes when I'm at the airport and I see people meeting each other, and you see people and they don't really hug or kiss. It's kind of like a handshake.
Yeah.
And I think
sometimes even they don't do that.
No, yeah, that's true. Well, how are you doing? They kind of hit each other on the back or something. And I just feel that I like the kiss or the hug, because to me that shows affection. It shows that you're sincere in seeing that person. I think that's important.
Even the guy, you know, in our country, the guy, they kiss each other very easy, and it's not. But if you do that in the public, in America, it's going to be another story.
Yes, it is. then they look at you funny.
Yes, yes. How about Afghan food?
Oh, I love Afghan food. Yeah, I have some favorites. You can tell me the names of them if I forget. But it's the carrots and the raisins.
Oh, kabuli.
Kabuli. I like kabuli very much. Mantu, but without the carrots.
Oh, you don't need that sauce. So
no, I like the yogurt
that they put on top.
Right, I like the carrots on top. And bulani.
Oh, which one? Gandana or kachalu?
Kachalu.
Oh, you like kachalu?
I like that
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the green sauce. The green sauce that goes on top, it's kind of hot, a spicy sauce with
chutney?
Chutney.
Chutney gashnich.
That's very good, yes.
Yes. Do you know how to cook Afghan food?
Well, I have tried. I have a cookbook that I use at home, and I've made naranj.
Afghan.
Well, it's a Middle Eastern cookbook, and the book is divided into sections. Each country gets a section, and then they have the foods from those countries. And of course, I look at the Afghan part of it. And I tried, and I made a naranj palau.
Wow, that's hard. Even I cannot.
Well, it took me a while. I mean, it took me practically all day, but everybody liked that one. And then the
it's
base.
Very tasty.
Oh, it is.
It's my favorite.
Is it your favorite?
Yeah, I love it. Okay.
And then, of course, bulani and the what is it? The grilled meat, the little kebab. Kebab, yeah. But those are easy little things. And my sister-in-law, Jamila Omar, I should say Zarmina Jan. I have to remember. I'm the American here.
I should call you Morsy Jan too.
Well, thank you. She is a wonderful cook, and she usually is the one that'll tell me, here, put this in it, or a little bit of this, and so, she's the cook.
Probably she doesn't go through the book, though. She does.
No, she does her own, and she's very fast. Whereas I use the book, so naturally I look at the book and says, and then I cut, and I look at the book, but she just goes right through and does it very quickly.
Have you been in Afghanistan before?
No, I have never been to Afghanistan, primarily because it was only.
You want to go?
I would like to. I would like to, because my husband is the one who talks about, when I grew up, I remember I went to this school and there was a park here, and then he always talks about Chicken Street and all the things that he used to do as a child. So I would like to go and see those places, just to know where my husband grew up, and
That's
see
nice,
those
yeah.
things. My daughters have both gone though.
Oh, they went to visit Afghanistan?
Yes, they did. Both of them
You
went.
were worried about them?
I was very worried, primarily
How about
because.
your husband?
No, he didn't seem to be worried. He thought it was a great idea. I was a little upset because I thought, with the situation the way it is, I'm not there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't blame you. When I sent my kids, I had the same feeling.
yeah.
Yes.
And then, I got a phone call from them, and they said they were having a wonderful time. And just hearing their voices and them saying that they were having a good time, I relaxed and I thought, okay, they're safe. So.
They did a lot of shopping?
Oh, yeah. So typical girls, of course. They did a lot of shopping.
What they like? What was the most things that they liked and they told you? Because they'd never been there, it was like completely different culture.
I think they just liked seeing the people, visiting, talking with the people. My older daughter actually took her recorder and camera, and she wanted to speak with everybody, and she was interviewing them.
Oh, but she speaks Farsi too.
Well, she speaks Farsi, yes. And she had a wonderful time.
She likes that part.
Yeah.
How about the stores and the way they are selling stuff?
Well,
what they said about that?
They like that you could haggle, but then I think they've seen stores like that in Mexico too, where you can haggle, and there's street vendors and things of that sort, and they like that.
Over here on the beach too, in the Venice.
Yeah, I think Venice Beach, you can do that here too. So yeah, they enjoyed it.
Oh, that's great. Let's go a little bit further than that and see. When since you're a teacher and you've been with all the American kids and American family, you're a lot involved with the society. But how about that media things and I mean the American media, that when something happens in all of this, like terrorists in Islam and Afghan, these names just shows more in the media.
Right.
What is your feeling and how you deal with this at school with your student and with your coworker?
Well, I asked my students. I said, I asked them about what had happened shortly after 9/11, and did they feel that the Afghan people were involved.
Oh, that time.
Yes,
that day.
That day. And a lot of them raised their hands. And then I said to them, well, let me inform you that there was not one Afghan there doing that. Not one. And it kind of surprised, yes, it kind of surprised them. And then I said, the problem with our media is that we really limit the media here in the United States. They don't show the American people all there is to see. In Europe, they do.
Yes, yes.
I said, for example,
that's why they're smarter than.
Oh yeah, they get the real news. Here, where they block out a lot of it, and we're looking at one side. Another example, when that building in Oklahoma was bombed.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I remember
This
that.
was McVeigh or something. Yes.
Yeah.
And they didn't refer to him as McVeigh that Baptist, McVeigh that Episcopalian.
Yes.
No, it was just McVeigh.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, when you see terrorism taking place someplace else, it was the Muslim. And I always think to myself, no, wait a minute. Why did we need to mention that? Why did we have to say that? Why not just say it was terrorists from this country, or
or this person,
or just this person?
Yeah.
But why did we have to give them that label? And we don't do that. That's what I mean.
You explain that to your students?
I explain that to my students,
And
and
they said at the end.
well, I think they were informed. I don't think they knew that. I think it made them think. It gave them something to think about, and they said, "Oh, she's right." And that's important. I tell them, when you see the news, you're only getting a portion of the news, and you need to think about what you see.
Exactly. But the good things about here, about America, really, I love it, because after you explain it to people and you tell them the truth, and they know and they trust you that you are saying the truth. In their head, they can get it. Then they respect you. They understand.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the media doesn't let them to.
No, it's slanted. The media wants, you know, they do
because the political things. Maybe they don't want it to. If everybody knows, then look at, you know, they don't let all these things happen.
Well, and I think that's why it's important to get different views. You know, you hear the news now. Maybe switch channels, read a magazine, read the newspaper. Even if you can get the European news, do that.
Yes,
you know, and find out what's really going on. You know.
But how about the coworker? Did you have some problem, little here and there with them, or no?
Most of my coworkers are at least intelligent enough to understand that and to, you know, I think that. But even there, if you say to them, were there Afghans doing these atrocities, and they'll stop and think. And some of them, I only had one say, "Oh, there weren't." She was surprised when I told her, and I said, "No," you know. So
she knew, but she doesn't want to accept it.
Well, maybe
sometimes,
you know,
people are playing game there.
Yeah, but the rest were very friendly. I've never had a problem with. People saying anything to me. They've always been friendly, and they, you know, so. Then
that's good. Then that's good. Mashallah, you're strong enough, and you explain it to them.
Yes.
That's we need. We need really strong people and a strong mind.
Because I want them to understand that you cannot.
Tell them the truth.
Yes, you can't bunch everybody together. It's not right.
Yes, that's true. Have you had any Afghan student in your class? In this 30 years?
Believe it or not, no.
Really?
No, I've had Iranian, Egyptian, Lebanese, and then also from the East, but I've never had an Afghan student.
But the age you are teaching, high school age, is the tough age. How you deal with that? Is that maybe because I'm asking this, because that might help the parents that you're watching us too. Because all of us, you know, we are not perfect. We are human. We don't know how to deal with our kids. Sometimes it's hard. How you deal with the, you know, with your student in that age?
Well, I teach 9 through 12, and they can be difficult, but I try to use humor with them. You know, you have to have a thick skin to be a teacher, because you let a lot of things slide. So you don't pick only the important things that you want to emphasize, and let the little things slide too. Right.
But to be a parent or parents, this is, you know,
pick your argument.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And so if I treat things funny and I laugh at some of the things, then they relax and they feel like, okay, this is my classroom. I can relax here. She's not going to yell at me for every little thing. And also, it's important to give students a way to save face, because they're there in a room with all of their friends, and their friends are watching and listening. So, for example, if we don't allow cell phones in the classroom to be out. You know, they can have them in their pockets.
It should be off.
Right, and off. So, for example, if you were my student, I would not come up to you and say, "Give me that cell phone right now," because you know better. Because then you see his friends are going, "Oh, what is he going to do?" And he has to save face. So rather than do that,
you put them down in front of his peer.
So you give him an option. You say something like this: "Look, you have a choice. You know you're not supposed to have it. So you can either give it to me, I'll put it in the desk and give it to you after class, or you can put it away and turn it off and don't bring it out again."
Very good,
now the student, okay, you know, it's my choice.
You respect them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, you give them a choice. And actually, I think that probably with your own children at home, it would probably work there too if it works in a classroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's the same thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same.
Yeah.
That was very good example that you gave.
Mm-hmm.
Really, we should, give them choice and
Give
with
them a
love
choice
and
with
respect.
love, because then when you give them a choice, that is it. You're giving them respect, and you're also making them feel like I still have control of the situation because she's giving me the choice. So my friends aren't going to say, "Ha ha, you had to do what she said because she gave me the choice, so I picked this one."
Yeah. And since you're a teacher and also you're a mom and you have teenager kids,
yes.
What is your advice for the parents that they have this kind of problem with their teenager age kids?
Well,
to listen to them.
To listen, there's a lot of things that you could do, but I would suggest start young. One I think that's extremely important is I think all children need to hear their parents say, "I love you." I know that parents will hug their kids, kiss their kids, give them things. That's nice, but they need to hear it.
Yeah.
They need to hear that, "I love you." You can say it when they're, going out the door. "Okay, have fun, I love you." And, so
you
that...
should mean it.
And mean it.
Sometimes we say it like, like...
Yes, that's
like
true.
a culture thing, like a little kiss, but your mind is some other place.
Right.
And they can feel that.
And they can feel it. Maybe when they come down in the morning for breakfast or something, you can give them a little kiss and a hug and say good morning, or they say it to you. That's it's important that you because then you see children when they feel that love that's there, they also feel, "Oh, I can't let my parents down. I can't do this because what would they think of me then? Maybe they won't say I love you," or that love is what makes them behave, I think, sometimes,
Oh, yeah. That's a good point, really. Yeah.
Also, maybe having a family time where you actually sit together and you talk and you listen, that's important too.
Yeah, but then unfortunately these days, mom and dad, they're so busy and they come, and the kids are busy in their own way.
Yes, that's true.
How you put this together?
Well, we don't do it every night, that's for sure, because you're right. We are all busy doing our own thing. So we have what we call family night, and that's on Wednesdays. And so we make sure that on that particular night, we're all going to sit at the table, we're all going to eat, we're all going to talk. Television is off. No sitting at the table with the iPods either. And we talk to each other, we listen, and then after the dinner is over, sometimes, it depends, sometimes we'll play a board game. Like last Wednesday, I think they were...
all family together.
All the family together, playing Monopoly, maybe... gin rummy with the cards, you play, just something. Just talk, or just sit and talk,
It's about news, about your job, about...
Sometimes we even go for a walk, which is healthier, but yeah. So just so long as we're doing it together.
Together, yeah.
So they see that's important.
And you mean to let the kids be involved with the parents, with the family?
Oh yes,
together.
And also, any cousins, aunts, uncles, that's important too, so that they keep the family together. Yes, they keep it together. Even because, we're not going to be around forever.
Yes,
so even after we're gone, if they have that closeness with the family, with the cousins, then it'll stay. And that's a good thing too.
And that helps them a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Staying with the family also keeps them from getting into trouble too, because they're going to, what would my uncles or what my cousins say? That's important too.
Yeah, that's really true. And how is that relationship with the school? How about the school way? How important is to parents get involved with school?
Oh, that's extremely important. It's very important. Statistics have shown that those parents who go to the schools, who are informed about what's going on in their child's education, their children do better. So when the child goes back to school, the parent should make sure that they get to meet the teacher. There is called back to school night, where parents come back to school and they talk with the teacher and find out what the year's curriculum is going to be, what books are needed, supplies, this type of thing. And that's important to go to that.
Even if they're kids in high school.
Even
because
kids
you're
in high
teaching
school.
high school.
Right.
You are
Oh,
a teacher.
yes.
And you've been with all these kids all the time. And you're saying they should come.
Oh, they definitely should.
Yeah.
You know, and this avoids, you know, when you ask your child when they come home, do you have homework? And you'll hear something like, no, I don't have any homework, or I did it at school. Well, you
not
see,
true.
and it's not true. So with, if you find out, like for example, I usually give homework every night in the form of review the notes, review the day's lesson, so that on that Friday I might give a quiz. I don't always, but I might. And if the student has been studying 15 minutes every night or 20 minutes, then they're ready, and you don't cram at the end of the week. So the parent may not know this. I've had parents come in and they say, well, you know, my child tells me that you don't give homework. And I'll look at the student and I go, oh, really? So
Which teacher?
yeah, which teacher you? So it's important that you make contact with the teacher, find out, and then you also, it's important because you find out what materials you're going to need. You know,
Since the school is coming pretty soon.
right, and the school is coming
in the corner. Yeah, it's good to know. They should go to the what they call back to school.
It's called back to school night,
Right.
and that's where you find out what the curriculum for the whole year is going to be, what the teacher is going to expect from the students, and what supplies and things they'll need. Usually the first day you hand out the rules of your class, and you'll give them a list of supplies that they need, and so the parent can look at that and get those things before they fall too far behind.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But how about, you know, sometimes, because you know both culture, some Afghan parents, their English is not, you know, it's like my English, not that good.
Oh, your English is wonderful, and you know that.
But, you know, kind of, they're shy. And how if we go and talk with principal, we talk with the teacher, you know, they're like hesitating to embarrass. So kind of, what do you say in that kind of situation?
Well, first of all, you have to understand that when a teacher meets a parent, they are actually happy.
No matter what.
No matter what. They are thinking in their mind, good, you're showing interest in your child, and this is important. A lot of times the parents that are the ones that I need to speak to are the ones that don't show up. And the ones that do show up are the ones whose students are doing so well I don't need to see them, you know, but it's still, I like the fact that they, yes, it does, it makes me happy. And your student can come with you and interpret, so that isn't a problem. And if you feel more comfortable, like maybe you prefer that your student not be there, then if you let them know in advance, the schools will be happy to find someone who can interpret. You know, they will do that.
Once I had a principal of a school, Rancho High School. He came to my show because the reason that I brought him, because we had 4 Afghan students that they were class president, the school president, you know, in 4 years.
Wow.
After, you know, one after another one. And that's why I want him to come and talk about that. And, you know, just give a little bit proud for the other youth, another student. But he was saying the same thing. And he said, I'm so happy. I don't look how is their English, which kind of costume they're wearing, how is their hair, you know, done, or their faces done. I'm happy because they are in my office.
And it's exactly what I said. Because it's true. You're happy that they're there and that they're taking an interest. I've said many times to my students, if you don't understand something, raise your hand. Now, if you're embarrassed because you think the other students in the classroom are going to think that, oh, you should know this, I said, first of all, they probably have the same question and they don't want to ask it either. So I said, but if that's the case, when the kids leave the classroom, come up and say, I didn't understand. I said, nothing makes a teacher happier than for a student to say, show me again, because they will. That's their job. They want the student to learn. So they're happy to be there.
Yeah. When the teacher, they teach, they are more happy and they see their student, they are learning from them.
Oh, yeah.
Than the one that's spending time for no reason.
Right, right.
It makes you upset too. You know?
Well, it does, because when, when students don't understand something, you sit there and you think, what did I do wrong? I should have done something else. So when they raise their hand and ask questions, you're happy.
Yes, great. Then what also the things that keep your kids busy, like how you think about that? Like let your kids to go to sport, music, after school when they have extra time. What is your point of view?
Well, I think it's a good idea, because colleges, when they look at applications from students, they're looking for the well-rounded student. They're not just going to look at the student's academics and say, okay, he's very smart, that's it. No, they want to see things like, is he involved in the community? Does he play an instrument or sing or play sports or something other than academics?
Thank you very much, Morsy. They said my time is almost, is up. And
it went by fast.
I know, it was very nice, and thank you very much that you accept my invitation.
Oh, I'm
and
very
you come
pleased
to
to
the
be
show
here.
And you share, all this two-part of question that I had. And thank you very much. But at the end, I want you to, if you have any advice for the Afghan, for the student, if you want to say something.
Okay, I believe that Thomas Mann said organization is the first step to mastery. So be organized, parents get involved with your students' education, and make sure that you have a get-together time with your children when you all sit together and show that you really care and take an interest in what they do. Their opinion is important.
Yes.
So that's what I would say.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Morsy.
thank you
Thanks a
for
lot.
inviting me. Thank you all.
بنده عزیز بسیار زیاد تشکر از اینکه یک ساعت همراه ما بودین. امیدوار هستم از این گپا هم چیز یعنی رای ما را آسان‌تر کرده باشه و انشالله با اولادای خود زیادتر عشق بتیم، محبت بتیم. دیدین از نظر یک معلم امریکایی یعنی چی توقع داره از شاگرد. توقعش فقط هم است که پدر و مادر باید همراه مکتب همیشه به تماس باشن. هر قسم ولو که انگلیسیات دارن ندارن، هر قسم رخت میپوشن، هر قسم که به مکتب میرن، معلم و اداره از او فوق العاده خوشحال میشه از اینکه پدر مادر آمدن یا پدر کلان و مادر کلان آمدن و حتما به یک نتیجه میرسن که اولاد خوبتر شود و می هم هدف همه ماست. و چقدر گپ دیگه خوب مارسی زد که باید که همه ما با هم یک جای باشیم و پست خود فراموش نکنیم، چیزای خوب از او رو بگیریم و چیزای خوب از این کلچرهای نوام انشالله موفق میشیم. با امید موفقیت همه ما تا هفته دیگه روز روی همه جوانا رو میبوسم. خداحافظ. با مان خدا.
با مان خدا.
Thank you.
No, you're quite welcome. That was fun.